Hello, and today I'll be walking you through a tutorial on how to make a working 1.16 Hoglin farm in Minecraft Bedrock Edition. And as far as I know, this is currently the only working Hoglin farm that can provide cooked pork chop, since this uses fire instead of lava, as there's currently a bug in Bedrock Edition related to Hoglin pathfinding, which leads to all the Hoglin's items being burned in the lava. And as I said before, even though this may not be the most efficient Hoglin farm out there, it is by far the most simple and easiest to build Hoglin farm. And it also has the additional bonus of providing cooked pork chop, arguably the best food source in the game, as it fills up the most hunger bars, provides one of the most saturation, and is fully automatic and easily available. There are actually 4 different versions of this farm, as you can modify this to your needs and have from 1 to 2 layers for the farm, which will give you 15% increase in drops, and on top of that you can also apply the looting 3 effect to either of those versions for an additional 150% boost, but you can only do this if you have an auto clicker. You will get around 2,000 drops per hour for a 1 layer only farm, 2,300 drops per hour for a 2 layer farm, and around 3,000 drops per hour for a 1 layer farm with looting 3, and 3,450 drops per hour for a 2 layer farm with looting 3. It would be ideal if you could build a 2 layer farm with looting 3, but if you don't have an auto clicker, you can just simply build the fully AFK 2 layer farm. For each layer of the Hoglin farm, you'll need the materials list as shown. So if you're just doing a 2 layer farm, then you can just simply multiply everything by 2, and then you'll get your materials list. But before we get onto the tutorial, make sure you're subscribed so you can watch more content like this. First, you want to find a nice large lava lake, so you have to do as little perimeter work as possible. And you need all of that lava lake to be inside a crimson forest, so that Hoglins can spawn. And you can tell you're in a crimson forest by looking at the red particles floating around you. And since the lava lake is at Y32, you want to go up 44 blocks above that, and then build your temporary AFK spot over here. So it should be at Y76. And that's so that no striders spawn, as they count towards the same cap as mob cap as Hoglins. And then 26 blocks above that, you want your first layer to be. That should be Y102. And then if you are going to be building a second layer, you want it to be at Y105. So on our first layer here, you want to go out 8 blocks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you want to go 8 blocks over here too. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then connect these two together to make a square. One of the corners of your first layer. Then you can go ahead and fill that in. And once you do that, you want to do the same thing for all 3 other corners of the first layer. So once you filled out your 4 corners like this, you should end up with an 18 by 18 platform with 2 identifier blocks in the middle. And first you want to get out your glass like this, and then go up 2 blocks, going on a diagonal towards the corner. You want to do this for each of these sides, so you end up with this kind of guide wall for each of them, and then you want to do this for each of the corners. And then after you're done with that, you want to get out your Nylium, and then you want to put it 1, 2 blocks in like this, and place one of your warped funguses like this. And then you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks in between, and place your next one. 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5th block like this. And each side should look like this. And then once you're done with that, you want to fill in these blocks in between all of the Nylium like this. And then once you're finally done with that, you want to surround everything with cobblestone walls, or any wall in general. And you want to have it looping around the corner like this, and then have it going all the way to the other side. And you want to do this for every side again. And once you're finally done with that, you want to come to the center and actually punch out these so that the hoglins can come here. And then to prevent them from actually walking and then crossing like this, you want to break these 2 blocks and have it like this. Then usually we would put buttons along each of these sides so that the hoglins fall down. But in the recent 1.16 betas, they changed it so that they don't see buttons as full blocks anymore. We have to use trapdoors instead. And so you want to do this for each of the blocks like this. Not like that. You want to come up this and then do the other side. And then next you want to place down a whole ton of trapdoors on the rooftops of each one of these blocks. For any block on this level, on Y level 102, you want to place a trapdoor over it to make it so that only hoglins spawn and no piglins or zombified piglins can spawn. So once you place down all those annoying trapdoors, which you can't even use commands to place, which is like really annoying, we can simply test this out by spawning in a hoglin over here, and most of the time they'll walk straight into the hole, though it might take a couple tries before they finally get in, because we can't use buttons anymore. And yeah, there you go. So if you want to, for now, you can replace all those trapdoors with buttons, and then replace them with trapdoors again once they release the next 1.16 update. But yeah, in the future, you'll need to have these trapdoors laid out like this. So after building the first layer, we're going to split up. So if you want to build a 1-layer only farm with no auto click or looting 3 or anything, you can go to the top left timestamp, which is the minimal effort for a decent hoglin farm. If you want the best rates for your farm but don't have an auto clicker, you can go to the bottom left timestamp for a 2-layer farm with no auto clicker or anything else. But if you want to build a 1-layer or 2-layer farm with looting 3 and an auto clicker required, then you can go to the middle right timestamp. And for the materials list for the kill chamber, you'll need the following materials on the screen. So if you want to build a regular 1-layer farm, you want to go down 43 blocks, and so you should be at Y102 on your first and only layer, and you should be at Y59 and you can build a platform there. But first you want to probably close these trapdoors so you don't have hoglins raining down on top of you while you're working. And yeah, build up a simple platform like this. It should be 2x4 area like this, reflecting the one at the top. And then you want to start building up your drop chutes on upwards, all the way connecting to the top. Yeah, so when you have this border set up, you can just extend each one of your blocks all the way to the top, and it should connect perfectly on the edge. Yeah, you want to extend this so you have a complete drop chute down to Y59. Yeah, before that, you probably want to get your AFK spot indicators out of the way. Not like me. And yeah. And next, you want to find out where's your front of the farm, and then go down here, and then knock out some blocks so you have some space to work with. And then next, you want to come down here, place 2 glass like that, place your chest. This will be where all your items lead to, and then place a 2x4 bed of hoppers like this. And so once you're done placing your bed of hoppers, you want to place some solid blocks surrounding the netherrack. And you want that to keep all your minecart hoppers inside the blocks. You want the minecart hoppers inside the blocks so that they don't immediately get burned by the fire. And so you want to place 2 temporary rails like this, get your minecart, and then shove it inside. And you want to do this for each one of your blocks like this. And so when you want to get to your fourth row, since you did your third row, you want to extend this platform like this, get rid of your temporary chests, and then just simply put in your minecart hoppers like this. And then you're practically done with your entire farm. Yeah, so you just place your chest back in with glass on top so you can open it. And here, and then next you want to light up all your netherrack so that your hoglins can burn to death. And yeah, you can just fill in the next row of glass with glass so you can watch your hoglins. Next, you want to get this farm actually functioning, just quickly open up your trapdoors again, and soon you'll see hoglins spawning in. But to properly AFK this, you just go to your AFK spot, which should be Y76, and then you should be done with this farm. And yeah, you can go to the timestamp posted above if you want to have some more info on the farms. So if you want to build a regular 2-layer farm with no auto clicker involved, then all you have to do is replicate everything by placing the solid blocks here. And then, yeah, doing the exact same thing for the other one. And yeah, I can just load it in like this. And yeah, you want your farm should look like this, exactly like this. And yeah, and it's as simple as that. And now we can begin building the kill chamber. And so you'll need these materials for the kill chamber. And once you've gathered all of that, we can start actually building it. And yeah, so first you want to get the Y level of your topmost layer, which should be Y105, and you want to go down 43 blocks. And so 105 minus 43 is 62. So we want to go to Y62 and build up a small platform. So at Y62, you want a 2x4 platform like this made out of netherrack, replicating the hole up here. But first, you should make sure that the trapdoors are closed here, so while you're working, you don't get disturbed by flying hoglins. And yeah, they're not that fun. Yeah, so you can get rid of all of the hoglins, and you want, from here at Y62, you want to start building out this layout like this. And you should end up with something like this, and you want to simply build this all the way to the top to make a 43 long drop chute, and you want to do this for each one of the blocks. But before you start doing that, you probably want to take out your AFK spots from inside the build, and it should be at Y76 so no striders spawn. And you can come back here, rip out the first few blocks like this, so you have some space to work with, place 2 glass like this, and place your chest like this. And you want to place a 2x4 bed of hoppers like this to collect all of your drops. And once you're done with that, you want to surround your netherrack with solid blocks like this, so so the minecart hoppers don't fall out. You want to get out your temporary rails, place them like this, so you can place your minecart hopper inside of the block. Then you can just seal this in. And yeah, you want to repeat this process for all 8 of the blocks over here. And we want the minecart hoppers inside of the netherrack so that the minecart hoppers can pick up the items before they get burned. And yeah, you want to do this for each one of them. For the last row, you need to take out these chests and place some temporary solid blocks over here so that you can have some room to place your rails. Yeah, just do the same thing as before, and then you can replace everything afterwards like this. And yeah, rip out these blocks and then place 2 glass over here and your chests back in place like this. And then you can come over here and light up all your netherrack which will turn your hoglins into cooked pork chop. And then you can place some glass here so you can watch the hoglins drop down and die. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, make sure to open your trap doors so that your hoglins can actually fall down inside the drop chute. Yeah, you should be start getting your cooked pork chop like this. Yeah, once you're done with that, you're pretty much done with everything, and you can go to the timestamp on the screen for additional info you need to know before you build your hoglin farm. So if you want to build a 2-layer farm with the looting 3, you just want to replicate the second floor on top of the first floor, and your second floor should be at Y105, like so, and look exactly like this. And what you want to do if you're doing a 1-layer farm with the looting 3 is you can just skip that step and go right into building the looting 3 kill chamber. And for that, you'll need this materials list on the screen right now. And yeah, so we can get started working on it. And so first you want to close these trapdoors temporarily so you don't have hoglins falling on top of you, which can be annoying. And so you want to go to the AFK spot we set out earlier, and then go out 2 blocks in this to the front of the farm, like so. And then you want to place a 2x4 area of campfires, like this. So, and this is what will help damage the hoglins when you're not there. Get rid of the original setup like this. Extend this out 1 more block, and you can put your chest over here like this. Place a 2x4 bed of hoppers underneath that, like this. And once you're done building that, you want to start with the border of your drop chute. And so you want to place blocks surrounding the campfires like this. And you will eventually bring this all the way to the top, which should make for like about a 26 block drop chute. And the blocks like this should perfectly align with the edge of your hole where the hoglins are dropping. And so once you extend all of these blocks like so, once you're done building that long drop chute, you want to clear out some blocks over here so you have some more room to work with. And for each of these soul campfires, you want to place 2 blocks above it so the campfires stop emitting smoke because they think the buttons are full blocks. You can actually replace this with signs if you wish, but buttons are just easier to get and cheaper overall. And you can do this for each one of your campfires so that you can see much clearer. And once you're done with that, you can come over here and place 2 trapdoors like this, and they should flick open like that. Close this a little bit, and then place 2 trapdoors so no hoglins or baby hoglins can escape through the top. And to use this, you want to come in between trapdoors, flick those like this, and then come here so you can reach all the way there. Flick these back open, so you're actually partially in the block. You can kind of see it over here. And you want to get out your looting 3 fire aspect sword, and sharpness and mending is optional, but they do help you kill the hoglins faster. And you want to aim in between those 2 blocks, and then set your auto clicker to as fast as you want. The faster the better. Then you're done with the entire farm. To get this farm actually functioning, you want to go back up and then open the trapdoors that you closed temporarily. And yeah, you should see hoglins start to spawn. So now that you're done with your farm, you want to make sure that you have a complete perimeter around you. So any block within 44 blocks of you, you should either get rid of to make a full perimeter. And the best way to do this is with TNT or beds. Or you can, if you don't have that much resources, you can simply cover this area with buttons. But getting rid of everything is probably the easier and safer way to go. And yes, you also want to make sure that there's no caves above you where hoglins can spawn, but that's pretty rare. So yeah, once you're done with the full perimeter, which is much easier since you have all this lava lake around you, and only striders can spawn, but you're too high up for them to even spawn, so you're pretty much done with your perimeter already. And once you're done with that, you should start getting some hoglins here, and then you can either whack them with your sword, or if you're doing a regular hoglin farm with no auto clicker, you can just AFK here and get your quick pork chop. Simple as that. And yeah, so once you're done with that, I hope you enjoy this video, and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and I'll see you in a future video. Goodbye.